Hey you guys, it's your girl Just Behave, and I am back with another video. And today we are gonna go ahead and talk about things that you should know when you go into a nail salon. And this is just a quick small segment because I feel like a lot of people are oblivious to things that are being done in the nail salon that you should be aware of. And this is also to bring awareness to people that you need to find you a nail tech that's gonna care about your safety, protect you, from potential fungus and infections and diseases and all type of stuff that are exposed in the nail salon, and things that should and shouldn't be done to you. Like, let's go ahead and talk about it. Let's get into the real. Let's spill all of the tea because, baby, it's horrible. Like, it's getting to the point where I don't even go get my feet done at nail salons anymore. I'm trying to find someone who's really good and really sanitary because I'm over it. And there's so many people who have had negative experiences at nail salons. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's talk about the stuff that they're doing that they shouldn't be doing. Let's go ahead and check it at the source. First line of business. These are things that are supposed to be for one-time use. And by one-time use, I mean exactly that. Use one time. You should not be using these things. These things should not be used on you multiple times. You should not have people using them over and over because it's just not right. Like, it should be new, especially if you're paying top dollar. You deserve to get the things that are supposed to be one-time used on you the first time and not from another client. So the first thing is going to be this. This is a buffer. People mainly use this, to buff out, to make the nail rough if they're about to, to buff out the nail, to smooth it out with the acrylic. This is a one-time use thing. This is not something that is going to be used multiple times, because after you use it the first time, especially if you're doing acrylics, it is not going to work again. It's not going to work to its full potential, and it's not going to do the job. So you'll be wasting your time using it more than one time. These are just one-time use things. You use it and then you just let it go. So basically all buffers and files. So this is another example of a file. They should not be using this on you multiple times. It's just a one-time use thing, and then you get rid of it. So don't let them use that on you. And another thing that I'm going to show you that's very, very important. I'm going to go get it, so it's going to be a slight pause. But this is another thing. It should be used one time, and this is a common thing that we see all the time. I was upset when I found out that it was a one-time use thing because I remember getting my nails done, and I never seen them swap it out. So what I do with these, I swap it out in front of my client. That way they feel comfortable and they know that, I'm using new stuff on them for their service. So when you pull out all your new stuff, your new implements, it shows your client that you're very sanitary and that you got your shit together. Like, let's cut out the crap. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys this one moment. Basically, these sanding bands, these are one-time use. So this is a one-time thing. Like, imagine like somebody's like ashes, basically, because it's like their dust of their skin. You don't know if that person took a boo-boo and didn't wash their hands and they have a layer of boo-boo getting drilled off with it. This is a one-time use thing because you cannot sanitize these. So what I've seen nail salons do in front of me, and I couldn't believe it. After I went to nail school, I was just like, I have to tell people about this. So it should look like this. As you can see, there's no white powder on it. It's brand new and everything. A lot of them spray it with alcohol to make it look new. So if I were you, I would ask like, hey, can you switch that out so that way they can do it in front of you? That way you can see if they're using clean sanding bands, because they will go days and days and days without changing this because they're cheap and they do not want to use up all of their products. Next, the next thing is this. And this is a table duster or a duster, whatever you want to call it. And this was a big red flag for me because I did not know. If I didn't go to nail school, I would have never known this. This is not supposed to touch your skin. This is so that they can dust off the table after they drill off people's hands, pop off their nails, the dust from just everything the whole day, constantly over and over is being brushed with this. And this is not something that you can clean. I mean, you can spray with a little bit of Lysol, but this is not a brush that can be cleaned. So it should not be put on your skin to dust off any powder. When I found out that it was not supposed to be used on the skin and that they couldn't clean these, I was so disgusted because I was one of those people, like, after they drill and everything and they get ready, they pull this out, I know I'm almost done, so let's get the dust off, and I just have my hands like, let's go. dust it off. And like, this is so disgusting now that I think about it. Like, ew, if you're dusting off multiple people's hands with this and it never gets washed, if the person has some type of rash or something that is contagious on their skin, or like, you know, it can be transferred just by this brush. So do not let them dust off your nails with this brush, lady. Next, so this is what I use to dust off the powder after I've drill and file, because it's washable. But the thing about it is that just like a toothbrush, every so often you want to switch these out. And at the nail salon, you'll see a bunch of these inside of a liquid. You don't know the last time that they switched that liquid out. And the bristles are bent up, and they tell you to take that and to brush your hands off with it while you're rinsing your hands after they drill and file your nails. So with these, I recommend that you guys can go buy your own, and you can definitely bring them to the nail salon with you. That way you know you're rubbing this onto your nails and it's only being used on your hand, because you don't know how often they clean these. And I'm telling you guys that they do not clean them, and you can tell that they don't replace them, because if the bristles are bent up and like out of shape and everything, it's time to throw it out. And then nail salons, the majority of them, they're bent up and they're just in there with a bunch of other brushes, and who knows how often they sanitize. So you can just bring your own. That way, you know, you're not exposing yourself to anything. So these are like some cuticle nippers, but so these are supposed to be used fresh every time a client is in front of you. So if you see that these have already been on the desk, or they go in where they were doing pedicures and they just go pick one up, or they randomly just pick one up, you should definitely be concerned, because these are used to, like, you know, pick off people's dead skin, cleaning the skin. Sometimes people get cut, so these have to be sanitized. So what should happen, one moment, I'm going to show you guys, is a sanitation pad. So basically, after the nail is sterilized, so I'm going to show you, they either put it in a steamer or they put it in a container like this. And this is a sanitizer jar. So this is clear, but usually it's blue, but I wanted to leave it clear to show you guys what is inside of here. There is a bunch of particles in here moving. I didn't want it to be blue so that you guys can see it clear. So basically, every time you do someone's nails, you would put it in here if you don't have the money for, you know, the sanitized box, the steamer. You would just use this, and you would pour barbicide on it. They pour this in there, and this is to disinfect. But the thing about it is that after each use, you have to pour this out and rinse it out, because the implements do leave particles. And I don't want to drop this on the floor. But the implements do leave particles inside of here. So I left it clear so that you guys can see. So people will automatically think, oh, he's pulling it out of the sanitizer, it's clean. No, it has to be sanitized. After you sanitize it in here, they have to then rinse this off, and then some people just rinse it off, or whatever the case may be, and then they put it into a sani pack. So basically, with the sani pack, after it's cleaned and everything, it's supposed to sit in there for 10 minutes minimum. They then put the implements inside of this sani pack after it's washed and everything, and they should open this up in front of you. And if you're a nail tech watching this, you should have at least 4 to 5 of these implements. Like, I have multiple cuticle nippers because I don't have time to sit there and wait for it to be sanitized after each client. I have about 4 or 5 just in case one breaks, just in case one falls on the floor and I don't want to use it on my client again. You just always want to have a bunch of pairs of cuticle nippers or whatever implements that you use frequently for each customer. That way you don't run out, and that way you can make sure you're using a fresh pair of implements every time. So after I sanitize them, I put them inside of this bag, and then I seal it up. Then when I have a client, I open it up, and then I do their nails and get rid of this bag. So be sure that your nail tech is sanitizing their implements. And if you really want to be smart about it, because this is what I started doing after I went to nail school, when I go get a pedicure, I just bring my own implements just for my own safety, and I just want to make sure I'm protecting myself, because it's such a common thing for people to be irresponsible and careless in the nail industry, and it's something that needs to be talked about. So just to protect myself, I bring my own implements to the nail salon, because I don't trust that they clean them properly. And learning about all the germs and fungus and all of that crap that's in the nail salon, I just choose to bring my own implements. So you can go to like a nail supply, you can go to a Sally's, you can order it online on Amazon. You can get like a whole pack of clippers, nippers, and everything. You can bring that to the nail salon with you, and that's just protecting your peace, girl, because there's some nasty stuff out there. Like, there is some nasty stuff, and people will know that they have infections or whatever the case may be, and they will still go into the nail salon to get service. And the thing about it is, at a lot of these, you know, nail salons, they're not going to turn down money, so they're going to go ahead and do that person's feet who has fungus to get their money, and then you're going to be in that next chair. If they don't sanitize properly and they're careless, you could possibly be exposed to fungus. So that's something to think about. So next, customer service. This is like, probably this should have been the first thing that I talked about. If the nail salon that you go to does not provide you with the utmost personal service, with the utmost customer service, you do not need to service them. Like, I've been at nail salons where they'll really be like, oh, you're not gonna tip me? Can you finish polishing my nails? Like, I hate that. Like, they're so rude. Like, they don't give you that extra, you know, or like show that they care. It's just like, oh, money, money, money. Everything you tell them is money, money, money. Like, no. Finish my service, and if I choose to give you a tip, then I will tip you. You're not gonna force me into a tip, and you shouldn't feel like you're being forced into a tip. Like, what? I mean, I tip everywhere that I go. I'm not gonna sit there and lie and tell you that I do not tip. I tip everywhere that I go. But I'm gonna need to find a nail salon that has customer service, because I've been doing my own pedicures for a minute, and I've been doing my own acrylics because I just finished school. So, you know, I enjoy it. But yeah, I enjoy doing this, so it's a hobby for me, so I don't mind. The next thing that I'm going to talk about is this. Now, acetone. You guys just like, what is there to talk about with acetone? Like, seriously, I recommend that you guys soak your nails off at home. You can buy this, like a little bowl to soak your nails off, and it saves you time too. You don't have to sit at the salon for an hour, or you probably don't even sit there for an hour because they do it the improper way. But you don't have to sit there for 45 to an hour for your nails to soak off. You can do it at home, and you can always make sure that you're using fresh acetone on your nails. So basically what I want to talk about is, at nail salons, they would pour this, I watched them pour this into the bowl to soak off someone's nails, and then after they soak off the person's nails and the person leaves, they pour the acetone that was used from the other client back in here. So at that point, that's disgusting. You're soaking off something that has been on someone's hands for weeks. Who knows what they've been doing with their hands? Who knows where their hands have been? Who knows if their hygiene is up there? I don't want to soak my hands in something that someone else has soaked their hands in. It's just nasty, and it's just something that you don't do, but it's something that's very, very common in nail salons, so it's something to watch out for. Be sure that everything that they're using doesn't have any particles. You look into it to make sure that it's clean, because at the end of the day, it's your freaking health. Like, you have every right, especially if you're paying top dollar. You deserve brand new everything, no recycled anything. Another thing that you guys can also bring is Lysol. And I know you guys are probably like, damn, how many things do I have to bring to a nail salon? This should, you know, bring you to the realization that you need to go to someone who is knowledgeable and actually cares about your health and cares about sanitation. You wouldn't have to bring these things with you if you're going to a nail tech who actually, you know, knows what they're doing and follows like protocol and is not half-assing everything. So if you go to a nail salon that is upscale and they have everything brand new and freshly packed, then kudos to you. But I'm talking to my girls who walk inside a nail salon and they're like, what is this? Like, and another thing, another tip, and this is what I'm gonna talk about. Soaking your nails off. So a lot of ladies come to me and they show me the damage that is being done to their nails. They show me like they come in and their nails are brittle, sensitive, and very hard. Like, you know, I can't even drill over them. They're really sensitive, and that's because of these. So when you go to soak off, and I brought this out for another reason, to remind you guys, to let you guys know that when you go to get your nails taken off, honestly, you can just go buy this. This is like $3. You can buy yourself your own acetone. As a woman, I think every woman has like acetone in their drawer or something, or cabinets. You can soak off your own nails at home, and you can soak them off the proper way. Before I got my nail technician license, a lot of things that I was noticing, there's a lot of things that I've experienced that I didn't know weren't supposed to be done, and these are another example. So your acrylics, to soak them off. To soak off your acrylics, they're supposed to like cut them down, and then they drill them down like to how fine they want to get it drilled down to or whatever, and then they put your hands off. They put your hands in here to soak. With most nail salons, they're in a rush. They want to get to the next client, so they will put you in to soak for a couple, and they don't even put you in here. Sometimes they wrap you know, the aluminum foil around your hand, and then they use something like a nipper or something to get under the nail, and they go to popping the nails off. So this is very important. You guys should listen to this. Number one, we don't know if they're using this liquid, which is MMA, and this is illegal. This is like dental acrylic, so dental liquid. So they use this for dentures and things like that, and they put this on your nails. So this is made for permanent things, to adhere things permanently or for a really long time, not for just a couple of weeks. So when they put this liquid, which is the same color as the legal liquid, it's a little bit darker, I think, or a little bit lighter, and the smell is really strong. But I did a video on this. You guys can look up MMA and EMA so that you guys can know the difference and ask the nail salons what liquids they're putting on your hand. This has a lot of dangers to it. It can cause numbness in your fingers, it can cause irritation, it can damage your nail bed, it can even cause infection because it's not supposed to be on your real nails. When you put this on your real nails, you only have 100 layers of nail on your real nail. Using this, they're gonna have to go and be abrasive to get it off because it's not supposed to be there. They use this liquid because it's way cheaper than the original liquid, so they just purchased this. And only people who are woke like me and you now would know. So it's best to ask like, hey, is that MMA? You want to confirm that with them and let them know. Like, you can't even throw out a lie like, I'm allergic to MMA. I'm asking you guys, is it MMA? And that will let you know if you're going to a nail salon that's, you know, of high standard, or if you're going to one of them chop shops that don't care about you. They're just there to take your money. So with this liquid, it makes your nails harder to come off. So when you notice that, dang, you haven't got, you know, a refill in like 2 months or 3 months, and your nail is, and all of your nails are still on, even though you hit it, your nails are still on, then that's a problem. Your nails are not permanent. Acrylics aren't permanent. They should never be permanent unless they make them like that, but it's not a permanent thing. You need to make sure that they're using the right product so that when you don't want to wear acrylic, your nails are still healthy and, you know, they still look nice. You don't want your nails to be jacked up and brittle. So imagine putting dental acrylic on your nail and then them having to pry it off because the acetone won't soak it off in time. So that's something to be very mindful of and to watch out for. And when this is soaking off, it looks really gooey and sticky. So that should give you the idea of what they're using on your nail. So don't let them use this liquid on your hand, and also don't let them pop nails off of your hand. They're not supposed to do that. It's supposed to be soaked off to protect your natural nail bed. These. So towels. Honestly, I would bring my own towels to the nail salon because sometimes they reuse towels after they done took off all of the dead skin off of it's all a little lint or whatever. But be mindful that sometimes they'll do pedicures with the towel, and then they'll move on to do manis and acrylics with the same towel that they do toes with. So I recommend bring your own towel, or go to a nail tech who actually cares about, you know, your sanitation and public health. I use this to wipe off my nail dust like after I spray it down, so that's why it has this color, like I clean it with bleach and stuff. But and after a while, like, y'all, if this type of towel is being used on you and it has all type of bleach stains and all of that, you shouldn't go to them. Like, this shouldn't be used on you. Like, ew. Like, no, you should have someone giving you a fresh towel, a towel that is clean, a towel that is nice and plush, a towel that looks washed. And I like to use white towels, pink, like lighter colored towels. That way I can see if it's dirty and if it has stains on, I'm sorry, but if it has stains on it to the point where I could see it and it doesn't look clean for the client, I get rid of it or I choose to clean up with that towel. I'm just bringing light to the nasty things that I have seen in the nail salon, so I recommend that y'all make sure you go to the right place. Okay, so this concludes the video. I just wanted to give you guys some insight on what you guys to watch out for when you go into the nail salon. I hope this video was helpful to you guys, and I hope you guys apply a lot of these things, or if not all of them, that I spoke to you guys about to your life, because infections and stuff like that is real. It happens to people. People get all type of crazy fungus, like there's different species of fungus. It's just a nasty world out there. So I definitely recommend that you guys, you know, do better and go to a nail technician who actually cares about your nails, who actually does it for a passion, not just to get all of your money. I've been doing my own pedicures, and y'all, I'm really tall. Like, me bending down and doing my pedicures is like draining my soul. So I'm about to move, so I'm gonna look for someone where I'm moving to so that they can be my permanent pedicurist. So I just wanted to let you guys know that. But if you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. I'm on the road to 1K, and when I do get to 1K, I'm gonna do a huge giveaway. It's gonna be 3 prize. It's like gonna be a 3 prize winning thing or whatever the case may be. And y'all, I'm giving out good stuff. Like, it might be a wig, some free press-on nails custom made by moi. So if you guys haven't seen my press-on nails, you can follow me on Instagram at jluxnails, or you can go onto my YouTube channel, which is this channel, which is Oh Just Behave. Be sure to like and subscribe, and you can also watch how I make some press-on nail designs. But that is all that I have to say for today, point blank, period. So if you take your hygiene serious, you will make sure that you do not let these few things, and these are the few things that will make a big difference with your interaction at a nail salon. It will make you realize if you should you know, do business with that salon. If they get upset because you're asking about these things that could be potentially, you know, dangerous to your health, then you should be unapologetic. Walk up out of there. Like, don't allow them to do anything to you. You shouldn't be in pain when you're getting your nails done. Your nails shouldn't be sore or hurt after you get your acrylics done. There's a lot of things that people don't know about, and I found out because I went to school and I didn't know about it. So I'm just sharing my insight with you guys so that you guys can have, like, you know, some positive pointers on going into a nail salon and what you should expect. If you're spending your money, you deserve to get the best of the best. No matter if you're paying $20, it should be the best $20 service that you're getting. If you're paying $1,000, then you should definitely be getting new implements used on you. There's a lot of things that are being overlooked and a lot of things that haven't been addressed. So I'm here to shed a little bit of light because I'm real, and I do not like when people hide important things from me, and I feel like this is so important. But this is the end of my video. Be sure to like, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel, and see you guys next time.